Dear viewers, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are. I want to critically talk about what Nigerians go through in various countries of the world. This is Biafra Breaking News Media. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly hit the subscription button. And thank you to all my old subscribers who made the journey to 100 subscribers together with this channel. I am saying thank you and keep on keeping your precious time with Biafra Breaking News Media, as I promise to continue presenting reasonable topics where everybody will continuously have his or her opinion shared. With regards to political, economic, social, and other perspectives which concerns Biafrans and other indigenous people contracted and trapped in the country, Nigeria. Firstly, I would like to take cognizance of this particular terminology, Nigerians abroad, because there is a lot of misconceptions when it comes to this fact. You hear people saying Nigerians abroad, and one funny thing that is very, hidden in this regard is that the southern Nigerian people, especially the Igbo people, which holds the largest percentage of the so-called Nigerians abroad, the South, and Yorubas, which I can't say exactly whose percentage is more than the other when it comes to evaluating the number of the so-called Nigerians abroad. Now, if you look into the middle belt part of Nigeria, then you get few number of persons who lives abroad. That is, when you say Nigerians abroad, you have very few percentage of those Nigerians abroad that come from other minority, or do I say, because I don't like using the word minority, indigenous people cannot be minority in their own land. So I will say the other indigenous people in the middle belt area of Nigeria. When you hear Nigerian government saying that there is no fund to run the embassies in various parts of the world, these are various questions that we have to ask. Who are those Nigerians that travels abroad? That is the first question, and we will deal with it one after another. The second question is, which countries are they traveling to? The third question is, do the Muslims, especially the Fulani Muslims, actually travel out of Nigeria? And if they do, to which country do they travel to? These are the three pertinent questions that one needs to look into, and I would like to briefly digest them. If you are a traveler, you will understand critically what I am about to say, because you may have experienced it, or somebody you know may have experienced it, or you may have heard where they are discussing it in that country where you are, or where they are discussing similar topic that happened in a nearby country. Because myself, I am actually talking with a first-hand information. I've been to various countries, and I can tell you critically that Nigerians, and when they're talking about that, the term Nigeria and Nigerians abroad, are those people from southern part of Nigeria. Now, people are forced to travel by force out of Nigeria due to the economic and political situation in that country that affects negatively the life of a common man. Currently, we have above 33.something% of unemployed people in Nigeria, which means 1 in about 3 persons is unemployed. On a core note, I would like us to understand that these are the basic things that used to force some certain Nigerians to move out of Nigeria to look for greener pasture. Let's not talk about the case of the Igbo people alone in this regard, because for Igbo people, we all know what used to happen and the brain behind Igbos scattered all over the world. Irrespective of the fact that Igbos are travelers, but a lot of home factors contribute in forcing the Igbos to travel out of Nigeria. Any country, be it an African country, Asia, Europe, America, or wherever you can think of, all the Nigerian embassies, I reiterate, all the Nigerian embassies in those countries are malfunctional. They are not well equipped. It is said that they are lacking papers, that is passports, active passports to issue to the citizens, or that the main corruption activities are happening in those embassies. And I want to tell you that just like the same way, if you have experienced it, or you are yet to travel, or you are deciding to travel, this is the things you must face. To start with, one disgusting life that we face in that country is similar to what we face here in abroad. Because international passports are not issued anywhere in Nigeria except Lagos and Abuja, which ordinarily is not supposed to be so. By right, if the government of Nigeria have the capacity to divide the people in Nigeria into 36 states and capital, which is Abuja, it means the same government should have the capacity to issue every citizen of those states what they require in their states or region, depending on, how they choose to merge together those states under a particular ministry, just like you have senatorial districts. But in Nigeria, you cannot get your passport in your own region, state, or district, depending on however they are programming it. I don't know the very useless system of government they followed and refused to make it function the way the people, the way it functions from the country where they borrowed it from. So the implication here is that you are forced to go to either Lagos or Abuja to acquire your passport. That is one disgusting fact about Nigeria. And one thing is that in Lagos, you are forced to collect it either in Ikoyi or in Festac, which means every morning, at first, you have to go there and, register your interest of acquiring Nigerian international passport. One funny thing is that from the gate, they will not attend to you except if you choose to be referred to a particular person who will help you to work it out. Because if you insist on doing it on yourself or by your own self, trust me, in 6 months' time, that passport will not get to you. I'm talking about in Nigeria. In 6 months' time, that passport will not get to you. Due to corruption, the point is that you did not give them that bribe they require. I know how much I spent to get my international passport, my first ever international passport. I know how much I spent. And one thing is that after paying those bribe to get international passport, your legitimate right, after paying to make use of your own right in a country you call your own, then you will still give incentives to those people that assisted you or to that person that assisted you in acquiring your passport. Before I continue, because I want to take this bit by bit from Nigeria to the situation abroad so that it will be obvious to us. Do you know that I end up having issue with one Abdullahi, who was the person I was referred to? that I either speak to him or go and fill form and give to office, which I may not expect when my passport will come around. I paid Abdullahi handsomely. When I mean handsomely, not because I want to pay, because he charged that amount. And I was bargaining until he accepted almost more than $150 to process a passport. That is according to Naira rate then. At the end of the day, it was the Director General of that particular ICOI that nearly had issue with Abdullahi before Abdullahi handed me my passport. Because he kept telling me, come today, come tomorrow. I kept on wondering about ICOI there, in the name of acquiring my legitimate right, which is Nigerian international passport. When you get to abroad, then you will meet the real deal. But the reason why I first of all talked about Nigeria before bringing the issue of abroad is that I want to make it obvious that the problem starts from home. There is nothing that will happen to a Nigerian abroad, so-called, that did not start at home. Then coming to the issue of Nigerians abroad, so-called, the corruption in the system, the same system, Immigration Service of Nigeria or Nigerian Immigration Service, whichever way it is called, the same corruption that is embedded, that have eaten deep. I just said just few things about the process of acquiring passport. There are a lot you will have to face in order to acquire the passport. But that is by the way. My point here is the corruption starts at home to abroad. And when you go to any Nigerian embassy abroad, that time you will understand that really being a Nigerian is a hell. That is better not to be a Nigerian. Or even to be an asylum seeker is better than being a Nigerian as a person. Because the stigma you face abroad is not even what you should be counting. But when you want to utilize your own right again in the same country where you are, then you start seeing the problem at its peak. Because you will be charged exorbitantly. When I mean exorbitantly, you can, in some countries, you can spend up to 1 million naira to acquire Nigerian passport. That is, when I use the term acquire Nigerian passport, it doesn't mean that you were not having a passport before. It's just to renew the one you have. You keep on giving bribe to bribe, bribe to bribe. The funny thing is that just like in Germany, the Nigerian embassy in Frankfurt aren't working. What is the reason? They will tell you that they are short of passports, as in passport booklets that is finished, which means for over years they have not been reissued passport booklets from Nigeria. Nigerians in Germany have to travel all the way. Some goes to Berlin, some goes to Netherlands in order to acquire Nigerian passport. Sometimes the reason of some not going to Berlin is because of the situation in Berlin. So they have to go all the way to Netherlands where it can be issued so fast and speedily with over $200 bribe. That's after you pay for your own rent, where you will sleep, in order to be attended to, because you are not going to do all this in a day. Now let me allow you to watch this video to see the situation of Nigerians in Atlanta, Georgia, a whole USA, before we continue.
Okay, I'm doing my job, and this job is telling me he has no business outside. You are not a bastard. Hear me again. Very bastard. Get out of my face. Bastard. You're a bastard. When we are walking here, don't come and solve us here. He's an animal. Let him go and find a job out there. Nigeria, I'm a Nigerian, I'm South American. No, listen, my man, I work here every day. If it's a normal system, he will not lie. What is his job here? Is he coming here to do passport? No, if he's coming here to do passport, he listens to us. Okay?
No, I'm not called us.
We will call you. will get to you. But we don't call you to get to you. What I don't need to you now is that don't explain it to me. Don't tell me because I will get to you when I'm supposed to attend to you. You're telling me that you're collecting money from me. Who's collecting money? You. I'll go and report. Go and report. I collect money from you. Did I ask you to give me money? No, listen. Was he asked to give us any money? So did you give him money?
So what you have just seen is the chaos that the Nigerian High Commission in Atlanta, Georgia is for just passport renewal. They gouge people money. After you pay the passport application when you get there, they will make you pay another $130. And Nigerians have to stay in the sun outside the embassy, disorganized, disheveled, just because they want to renew their passport. They have to leave their home, travel by flight, pay for rent-a-car, sleep in hotel, about $1,500 for this trip. Meanwhile, a country as small as Benin Republic, their citizen does not travel, they just mail their passport. We must stop this. It's a fraud. Defrauding Nigerians in the name of there is no money to run the embassy. Where's the Nigerian money gone? What happened to the budget? Even if the budget are cut, can we not just cut the embassies down and let people just be able to mail?
I earlier posted a video of a Nigerian who was so annoyed over his experience in Bern, Switzerland. With regards to what he is facing, he applied for passport, and after all the bribe and all that, he still did not get his passport. Today, you can see the situation of other Nigerians in Atlanta, Georgia, and how Nigerian government and their embassies all over the world are treating the so-called Nigerians abroad. Do you know the reason why they are being treated like that? Do you know the reason why we are all being treated like this? Because we are all Southerners. And of course, the interests of Southerners are not always the question in this regard. Because Nigerian government don't find it necessary to see to the affairs of Southerners. Sometimes what used to cause these horrible situations is because of the situation of some certain Nigerians who do not have the legitimate papers in the countries where they are. Now the Nigerian government workers used to take advantage of their situation because some of them may have overstayed. They take the advantage of the situation to put them in such inhuman situation. Then the question is, what about those that have papers, that faces the same thing all over the world? Are they also a victim of overstay? Late last year, an embassy worker in Germany was caught sleeping with somebody's wife in the issue of bribe, which means that in all these countries, most ladies used to use their body to pay for bribe in order to get the papers because of the exorbitant charges by these said people working in the embassies. That apart, because if I continue to say things that happen in these embassies, this video will be overlong. Now let's come to the question of Nigerian Muslims abroad. Who are these Nigerian Muslims abroad? A particular segment of the country. One thing is that they don't travel to all these countries where you find other Nigerians. For example, I can tell you since I started traveling, I have never seen Nigerian Muslims in all the countries I've been to. And when I refer to Nigerian Muslims, I mean Nigerian Muslims of that particular extraction from Nigeria, because when you keep mentioning their names like this, the internet will continue saying that they are being profiled. Why won't they be profiled when preferential treatment are being given to them at the expense of other Nigerians? Where do they travel to? The Muslim-related countries. And those Muslim countries, the ambassadors sent there are more or less doing free job and free services to these people. You can't compare the situation of Nigerians in every other part of the world with the Muslim countries that these people travel to. Guess what? If you are a Nigerian of southern origin, you will still have problem in that same Muslim country if you should find yourself there. Because if you should come into the embassy and your name is not Abdullah, sorry, the kind of treatment you will get is something you will not understand or you can't even comprehend. Then the question comes, what can Nigerians abroad do to stop this mess? Continue the exposure of these people, and that is the only way out. Because as it stands now, Nigerians abroad do not have anybody to complain to. Because the more we keep quiet to accommodate these corrupt activities of these embassies, the more they continue doing all this. Especially for those who don't have the powers to fight them. They are the ones I pity. We should continue speaking out. We should continue reviewing. In fact, wherever you experience this situation, make a critical video and post it online. Because the video, the brother who lives in Switzerland made with regards to the situation in Nigerian embassy situated in Bern, Switzerland, automatically they updated their website due to that video. At least it will added value to some extent, pending the time where the Nigerian disintegration occurs, because it is something that must be done for everybody to gain their independence, the right to be human on earth that God gave to everyone free of charge. Thank you for watching. Share your comment in the comment section and subscribe to my channel. And for old subscribers, thank you once again. Bye for now.